Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Say It with Roz. It has been a while since I have posted a video, yes. I have pretty much just been sitting back and observing things and shaking my head. So much is going on today. But what I want to talk about today is people who tell other people that voting does not count. You know, people do all kinds of things to get people not to vote. Sometimes they convince people that all sides are so terrible, none of them are worth voting for, so a person just sits out and doesn't vote. Or they may try to convince people, that one side or the other is so terrible, that they need to vote for that other side, So you have to be very, very smart when it comes to voting. And number one, you should not listen to anyone when it comes to whether you should vote or not. You should come to that conclusion yourself. And in my mind, if you are an intelligent person and know anything about this country or the history of this country, you would never not vote. Now, that's how I see things. Others see it differently. I was really shocked to hear this one YouTuber, Dr. Boyce Watkins, I believe his name is. He has a video where I think the name of the title of the video is, let's see, the 3 worst reasons or 5 worst reasons for Black people to vote, And he starts out by saying, I'm not saying not vote, but pretty much what he's saying also is if you don't want to vote, you don't have to vote. There's nothing wrong with not voting. Well, I think there is something wrong with not voting. If you're eligible to vote and there's no reason for you not to vote, I believe you should vote. I don't think there is a reason for a person not to vote, There has to be a lesser of the evils. So someone is going to win. And we need to be intelligent enough to figure out which is the lesser of the evils, that we have to choose from, I mean, whether that's on the Republican side or the Democrat side or the independent side, I mean, somebody's going to win. So I believe that it's our duty. So Dr. Boyce's Watkins points were the 3 reasons for black people, first of all. I mean, why do we always have to single out black people? I mean, black people should vote for the same reasons any other people vote. We're not some special species, where yeah. Anyway, number 1, he's saying, don't let anybody tell you that you need to vote because your ancestors died, for you to vote. That your ancestors didn't die for you to vote for Joe Biden, is what he says. So he obviously is not a Democrat. I guess he's a Republican, which is fine. That's good and fine if you want to be whatever you want to be. But anyway, okay, that was his number 1 reason for not voting, because don't let people tell you you're voting. You have to vote because your ancestors died for you. The second thing was, don't vote because everyone else is doing it, or because everyone else is voting for the same for this one person, And if you don't want to vote for anybody, that's fine too, So, okay, that was number 2. Don't do it because everyone else is doing it, or voting for the same person. And then number 3 was, don't let anyone tell you you need to vote for this side because that side is so terrible, or vice versa, So, I don't think that was right for him to say it like that. Because what he's telling people is that it's okay not to vote, that they don't have to vote. And that is wrong, in my opinion. He didn't give not one reason why people, not just black people, people should vote. It doesn't matter what color you are. I mean, dang, I get so sick of this black label being slapped on everything that has to do with black people. We should vote for the same reasons any other race votes. Telling people it's okay not to vote is just plain wrong, in my opinion, because the reasons to vote outweigh any of that mess he was talking about. I mean, doesn't he realize that these judges that are appointed by governors and presidents? And look what's happening in our country. Look how, things are changing because of the people that are in office. Those people were voted in. And then these other people were appointed by the people that were voted in. If you get a bunch of crooks elected, they're going to, appoint a bunch of crooks, in all of these positions that they have the power to appoint people to. It does matter that you vote. We're always complaining about police brutality and all of that crap, but don't you know that the governor appoints the lieutenant governor, and he also appoints a bunch of judges, state judges, and the mayor of the city appoints the police chief. If you don't give a damn who gets voted in, if a crooked crazy mayor gets voted in, he's gonna appoint a crooked crazy police chief who's gonna do some crooked crazy things in the city. Come on, it matters, people. It matters that you vote. Anybody, I don't care who they are. I don't care how much they say they are for black people. They are not for black people if they're telling you you don't have to vote. It doesn't matter if you vote. Your ancestors didn't die for you to vote for, well, he said for Joe Biden. They didn't specify who you were going to vote for, but they died for your ass to vote. That's for sure. I wouldn't listen to that guy. You know, I was kind of checking him out, you know, listening to some of the things he was talking about. Something about him, though, in the first place, I don't know, you know. I always try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I don't really like to down anybody, and I really, you know, I hate to even be talking about him, but I was really shocked, you know, when I saw that video of him just being nonchalant about voting. How can you do that and you say you're for black people? Tell them why they should vote. Not why they shouldn't vote. Tell them why they should vote. Why it's important for them to vote. It affects their lives, the people that get elected to these offices. I don't see that. And I don't see him really being down for black people, you know, if he's throwing it off like that, you know. Anyway, I encourage everyone to vote. And I encourage you to think on your own, you know, who you're going to vote for. I'm not trying to tell you who to vote for, you know. And I'm not telling you what side to be on. This is for Republicans, Democrats, Independents, whatever side you're on. If you don't vote, I mean, if you don't vote, you don't care, in my opinion. You know, you don't care, just whichever way the wind blows. Whatever everybody else says goes, you know, good or bad. And that's really no way to be. And that's really not being a good citizen, in my opinion, you know. But most importantly, know who you're voting for. To me, that's the most important thing of all in voting, is knowing who you're voting for, who you're putting in office. And the time to do that is in the primaries, you know, when you're choosing who is going to represent you, you know, in these different offices. So it's very important. Study these people, know who they are, you know what they're doing, what they've done, and what they're doing, and what they're about, you know. Don't just... Now, I do agree with him, with Dr. Watkins on this. Don't vote for somebody just because everyone else is voting for them. You know, just... You got to know who you're voting for yourself. Read up on these people. Take a couple of hours, you know, to read up on each candidate and decide, you know, write it down which one you're going to vote for, you know. So that's all I'm saying. It is very important to vote, you know. It is very important. Look what's happening in these states, you know, with all of these abortion laws and other laws that, you know, voting laws that they're overturning or disregarding, you know, jerry-rigging everything, you know, to make the votes come out the way they want them to. Who do you think's doing all of that? It's the people that got voted in and the people that they appointed. You got to know who and when you sit your behind at home and don't vote, anybody can get in office. Anybody can get in office. And I'm just going to come out and tell you, sometimes my people are really, really, you let folks lead you astray too easily. And I saw that in 2016, a lot of people didn't vote or voted, I don't know I know a lot of them didn't vote because listening to all of this mess floating around, on social media, telling them they shouldn't vote. And you're going to listen to somebody tell you shouldn't vote? I mean, you're one weak-minded person if you're going to sit back and let somebody else tell you that you should not vote. Baby, you need to check yourself if that's what you're doing. Because you should have enough get up and go about yourself to go out and find out the information you need to find out about these candidates. Now, and if you see something better on the other side, you can really look up both sides. Really, that's probably what you should do. Look up the people on both sides if you want to and see who has the better candidates. But know who you're voting for now. Know what these people stand for. Don't be fooled now. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to tell anybody to be a Republican or a Democrat or whatever. I'm a Democrat and proudly so, and I don't go around talking about bad-mouthing Republicans the way I see a lot of them do Democrats. I just don't do that. I don't put any negative stuff like that on my page, any of my social media pages. Everybody, hey, to each his own, But anyway, that's all I have to say about it, Last word, don't let anybody tell you that you should not vote or that it doesn't matter if you vote or not. It does matter. It does matter. And no, our ancestors did not die for us to vote for any particular person, but they sure died for us to vote. And when you sit your ass at home on voting day, like ain't nothing going on, and it doesn't even concern you, shame on you is what I have to say. Anyway, that's all I have to say about it. I'm over and out of here.